this is a heavy topic. I'm coming from Lebanon, and this is a really troubled part of the world. And so when I was speaking, when I was asked to do this and to do a thing on good and evil, I thought it's going to be really hard because this is also not my area of expertise. And so after a while, I decided that what I was going to do is I'm just going to talk about, make 10 points about this distinction between good and evil, and hopefully I won't come off as being too preachy, but let's see how it goes. Okay, I'm going to start with these observations. So the first thing I want to say is that this concept, evil, we can distinguish it from the concept bad. We can say that somebody's bad, maybe we can say somebody's very bad. But when we call somebody evil, this is a really intense term to use. And I don't want to say that we shouldn't use the concept evil, because I think there's some real questions about whether, in some cases, we really do need that concept. Some institutions we might think, have evil consequences. We might want to call that evil, not just very, very, very bad. But what I just want to say is that we really need to take caution with, or use caution with that term, because it risks essentializing another person or another group of people or objectifying them. So that's the first observation. The second is that I think that in general we have reason to sympathize with everybody, and we have reason to sympathize with everybody before we even meet them. And this is because, in a sense, life is not morally ideal. It's not morally ideal because it places us in situations that are difficult. All of us are, in one sense, needy beings, in the sense that we're not, like gods. We don't sustain ourselves. We need food from the earth. We need, ground to walk on, and so on. So that's one way in which all of us are in a situation, that kind of calls for empathy or sympathy. And in another way, sometimes life puts you in difficult situations. Sometimes there can be two right things to do, but you can only choose to do one of those things because only one of them is possible at that moment. And then if you don't do the other one, it's going to go. Sometimes life puts you also in two bad situations. It might be that one person needs help over there and one person needs help over here, and you can't help both, so you have to choose one. So sometimes life puts us in difficult moral situations. So I think that this gives us good reason to sympathize automatically with everyone, even before we get to know the particularities of their situation. So that's observation number 2. Observation number 3 is that, I'm an activist in Lebanon, and, half my job is being a philosopher and in a university, and then the other half of my job is being an activist. And, one of the things that I've really noticed is that, the good people and the bad people are not all, one on each side. It's not like, the guys over here are all good, the guys over there are all bad. Sometimes good and bad, it would be very nice if that were the case, because, a bit like in sports, you can just side with your team and you can just say, the other guys, we don't want them to win. But it's not like that in real life. Sometimes you find that the allies of the bad guys on your side are actually the ones on the other side, and that your own allies, if you think of yourself as being on the good side, are actually on the other side. So that's the third observation. The fourth observation is that, this is also linked to our human psychology. We have good research that shows that, if right now we were to give some of you some red shirts and some of you some blue shirts, even though you guys have no reason to dislike each other, the people who are all wearing red shirts would side with each other, and the ones who are wearing blue shirts would side with each other. So we really have to be sensitive to how our human psychology works. So that's the fourth observation. The fifth observation is that, sometimes imagine that you really are on the side of what's right, and imagine that we know this with certainty, and there's kind of no question about whether you're on the wrong side. You're definitely the one on the right side, and the others are the ones on the wrong side. Nevertheless, we have some reason to be gentle in the way we try to negotiate our differences. And this is because, humans are psychological beings. Maybe, I'm a well-trained philosopher and I can give give you all of the good arguments, maybe none of you are, and so, I really am right, but if I keep doing that to you, you're going to dig your heels in, you're not going to feel good about being told that you're wrong all the time. So we kind of have to be just gentle in the way that we tell another person that they're wrong, even when with certainty they are wrong. So that's fifth observation. The sixth observation is that sometimes, you can do wrong by not doing anything. I think that today in Lebanon, this is one of our big problems. There's, the country is becoming progressively more polluted, and many people are doing nothing, but doing nothing is actually doing something bad, so sometimes doing nothing is the wrong thing to do. So we have to be wary with inaction as well as with action. Seventh observation, definitely this idea of evil is linked to ignorance. And I want to say that there's problems of information flow in the world. If you could just inform everybody of what the facts are, that would be great. We're seeing this really clearly today. With all of this talk about fake news and so on. But I also see it with my students. Sometimes I meet these students who are supporters of groups that I consider to be really morally wrong groups. And when I meet these students, they're smart kids and their heart is in the right place, but they've just been told the wrong facts. I mean, imagine that you're a person who really wants to do good and, who's a smart person, but you've been told that any search you do on Google is going to give you fake results, That's really, some of the conditions of the students, that I sometimes talk to. My eighth observation, I think that we always have to think that we're all in this together. As long as we're on the earth, if we conquer space, we don't have to think of it that way, but we're all in this together because, the earth is just one place and we have limited resources. Right now, the pollution that's going on in Lebanon might not be affecting the UK or Scotland or some of the further parts of the world immediately, but it is affecting Cyprus and it is affecting Athens, and in time it will affect the rest of the world. So we really are all in this together, and we should always think of it in this way. The ninth thing is that I think we really have to not underestimate the value of forgiveness. I think that the problem is we're in another way that it's a morally imperfect situation is that we're all born into a burdened history. If you're from wherever you're from, probably the country you're from, has done some wrongs in the past, and so you kind of just inherit these wrongs. They've also done some rights in the past, but it just means that we're in a morally burdened history. And because of this, I think that even when you have reparations between one side and another, you can't underestimate the value of forgiveness, because sometimes when you do something wrong, the other person, even if you say sorry later on, that's the wrong thing has happened, and so you really, we really need to value forgiveness. And then the 10th and final thing is that, I'm just going to give 3 things that I think that if we're really trying to fight for good today and we're trying to avoid what's evil today, I think there's a lot, this is a kind of maybe horrible thing to say, because I think there's a lot of things that need our attention. As I was saying, it's a morally imperfect situation. But if I was really going to highlight the 3 top things that we should really be paying attention to, I think I would list them in no particular order. Look, there's the case of women. There's been a lot of injustice done to women in history, and I think that this is something that we really have to, stand by. I know that a lot of, my male students, a lot of boys, a lot of men, their heart is not in the wrong place, and you can be hurt, and you can affect things in a bad way. But nevertheless, I think there's been a lot of injustice done to women in history. They've literally been silenced throughout history. In the history of philosophy, you can really see this. And you can't underestimate the fact that the majority of wars on Earth have been enacted by men. And wars need armies, and armies are, women are the ones who give birth to people. So every time there's been an army that's been massacred, it means that a lot of mothers have lost a lot of children. So that's one of them. Another is the less fortunate, whoever they might be. Sometimes this is the poor, sometimes these are the ones who are, people are racist towards them. Sometimes they're the ones who are in a war situation or who are being, governed by a dictator and they need to kind of get out of town, So these are the second group that I think are really important. And then finally, the environment, The environment has the potential to destroy all of us, and we really have to kind of pay attention to the sorts of things that we're doing, the sorts of purchases that we're making when we do these things. Okay, so these are my quick 10 points. I hope this wasn't really too heavy. Thank you.
Right, I'm not going to lie, mate, it was heavy. There's nothing wrong with that. It's important, it matters. I'll leave the first question. So I teach in a school, I teach sort of 16 to 18-year-olds. So the most interesting bit maybe in there for me, so you talked about those students of yours at university level, so we're talking sort of 18 sort of plus, when they have very negative views about what is good or what is evil. You mentioned presenting the idea that it's your job as their teacher, the lecturer perhaps, just to present good and bad and let them decide. Does that work for all teachers? As somebody who teaches younger people, do I have more of a duty, the same duty, less of a duty, to just present students with facts about right or wrong? Are there facts about right or wrong? What is the role of somebody in our position with good and evil and young people, or the people we're teaching at least?
Thanks, that's a great question. So I actually don't think that the facts will help you determine what's right and wrong. I think that we really have to distinguish our values from the facts, and the values matter, So I think that on Earth today, the problem isn't that people have entirely different values. I think we just order values differently. So I think, as a teacher, you have to be telling them what the good values are and then letting them think about, how these values can sometimes play off against one another. Sometimes caring about someone and being fair towards someone are two different things, One would ask you to do X, one would ask you to not. This is how
so let's not bring my X into it, like, but I do understand. Agree with you, I think. Any quick question here? Lovely.
You mentioned facts and values there, where that's obviously intention or consequences. Does the latter rule out, does the latter kind of trump the former? If you do something with good intentions, then the consequences are basically evil, is that then an evil act?
That's a hard question, and I want to say that we should try our best, but we should just take we should just be cautious, and especially now when the human race has become so technologically advanced, I think that technology magnifies our power, and so when we take actions, we should really keep in mind that we're not my push of a button might be sending missiles somewhere else, and it might look like a small gesture on my part, but it's a big one, as it's for its consequences. But I just think that what are we going to do? We kind of even if you spend your whole life trying to get an education and become knowledgeable, you still die by and large ignorant, and so we should just try our best. What more can we do, right?
Who's giving you this missile button? So at university, are you working at?
I did this, I missile button.
Good, they have given you the button. Maybe that's why you've got it. You don't want to use it. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all the time for. Oh, is that one quick question for anyone? Yeah.
How much do you think that our values are tied to a religion as opposed to within ourselves?
May I repeat it for volume? How much are our values tied to religion?
So I think I think religion gives us lots of many good values, and I think even when you're a completely secular person, your values are not very different. Both of you guys believe that honesty is the better thing, that truth is good, and so on. So I don't want to say that religion is like the source of these moral values, but there's an intersection between the values that religion gives and more secular values. I don't want to say they're entirely dependent on religion, but I also want to say that religion historically has helped us, come to values. I don't know if we still need it, but I also don't know that it's like the wicked demon, that we need to kind of get rid of. So I guess this is my sense.
ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for Rami.